Today, we're speaking with graduate Ronell Gibbs, who finished with a 3.79 GPA. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes. Nice to meet you.
So, you entered our Graduate of the Year contest, and I am very pleased to announce that you are one of our finalists.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So, you had a really compelling submission that impressed all of us who were on the panel who were picking our finalists. So, I just want to, first of all, thank you for sharing your story with
You're
us.
welcome.
So you started high school by going to a traditional brick and mortar in-person school. What was it about that experience that didn't really work for you?
I just didn't like sitting in class and being instructed. I like to be on my own pace.
I think that makes a lot of sense for a lot of kids for whatever reason, and all learners of all ages. I mean, I know sometimes I was sitting in classes in high school that, they were classes I was a little bit better at, and I was ready to move on to another level. And then I also had classes that I did not do so well in, and I felt like I couldn't keep up. So I think that's something that a lot of people can really associate with, and having that same sort of issue. You said you talked to your mom, or your mom found James Madison for you. Had you talked to her previously about going to school online, or did she bring it up to you
She brought it up
first?
to me and then gave me the decision. I chose to go online.
What did you think about it when she first brought it up to you?
I was a little iffy because I didn't know how it would be. And I thought it would be harder than being in school. But then I just made the decision to do it.
That's awesome. Was there anything in particular that made you decide to do it, or were you just ready to take the
She
plunge?
said I could graduate early. I wanted to finish school early.
Oh, I love that. So, what was it specifically, or was there something specific about James Madison that was appealing to you and your mom?
Mm, she really liked that I would be graduating somewhere out of state. And so we could travel to go to the ceremony.
Oh, that's really nice. Do you plan on coming to the
Yeah.
ceremony this year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. I will be there. So we will see you there. I can't wait to actually meet you in person. Did you so I mean, I know obviously you had issues sitting in class and being in an in-person school, but did you have any problems at first transitioning? It is a big difference to go to school online and to kind of not have someone always telling you, okay, you have to be here at this time and you have to go to this class at that time and this is when your test is. Was it hard to make that transition, or did you find that that worked for you better, and
It
why?
was hard at the beginning because I really didn't I didn't really go to it. It took me a while to get working on my own, but once I started, I finished.
That's great. What kind of things did you do, or how did you finally like settle down and say like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it, and kind of get into that right mindset?
I figured out that I usually just did a class a day because the classes weren't too long, so I just did the class, and then once I figured out that once I'm done with the class, I can just do what I want. So I just did the class and then had my free time.
That's really nice motivation. What kind of stuff did you like to do after class?
I'm really into cars, so spend time on my car, going to car meets and things like that.
That's really neat. So, did you ever need to speak with instructors? Did you ever like struggle with any classes where you felt like you needed help? Sometimes I think people worry about with online school that, you're not going to necessarily have help from a teacher, whereas, in person school, they're kind of right there and ideally they should be able to help you. But did you have any issues with that? And if so, were you able to find help?
Yeah, I did have a couple issues on some quizzes, and I had to have a teacher open it back up so I could retake it, get a better score.
Was it easy to get in touch with them, and were they easy to work with?
Yeah, they answered in the first couple of minutes of me texting.
Wow, that's really great. So, for traditional aged high school students, I mean, James Madison is here. Anybody of any age can, high school through adult can enroll in James Madison. But I think for traditional aged students in particular, sometimes parents and the student themselves worry about the social aspect of school, because obviously you do get to socialize in in-person school, and you're not in online school, sitting in a classroom with people of your own age who you can talk to and associate with. Did you have that concern that maybe it would impact your socializing or your friendships? And did you see a difference?
Not really. I still got to hang out with some of my friends.
That's great. So it was never an issue for you. Did you ever make any use of anything like, say, the student community? Not everybody does, but sometimes, if you don't have a circle of friends at home, sometimes people use that.
I usually didn't know. I didn't really have a problem.
No worries. So a really important part of your submission that you mentioned was James Madison helped to give you back your confidence, your self-confidence. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I didn't really have confidence in like in a traditional school. I didn't have any motivation. I really just didn't like care about school that much. And then when I got to James Madison, it gave me my confidence back to graduate school, get my diploma, and maybe go up to a higher level of school.
That's great. What was it, do you think, about James Madison that really helped to encourage that development in your confidence? Was it the coursework itself? Was it just the experience overall? Was it kind of a combination of both?
I like the courses and like the experience of like a better school, rather than a traditional. How it helps you finish and like learn easier and learn more.
Did you find that the pacing, being able to choose your own pace, did you feel like that impacted your grades?
Yeah, it did a lot. I didn't have.
What do you think that difference was? Did you get to spend more time where you needed to, or
Yeah, I got more time. I didn't feel rushed. I could, if I needed a quiz, I can finish it when I felt comfortable with finishing it, not a forced date.
that's great. Do you feel like in traditional schooling, in like a brick and mortar in person school, do you feel like the pace is not really tailored to suit all sorts of learners?
Yeah, it's because some people are slower, some people are faster.
So you also said that James Madison kind of reset your path in life. How so? Like, what did you see for yourself before when you were at in person school, and what do you see for yourself now going forward?
Um, when I was in school, I really just did like I was focused on like sports and other things, and now I have more choices and like a broader mindset rather than just sports and something more realistic that'll give me like better money in life.
What kind of were you able to keep up with the extracurriculars going to James Madison, or did you kind of put those to the side to just focus on your schoolwork?
I put those aside to focus on school,
What kind of sports are you into?
basketball and football.
Very nice. My dad was a football coach, so has a special place in my heart. You also talked about a broader mindset. In what way did it kind of open that up for you?
It opened it up like I think about more than just say one activity. I can do like say I want to be a mechanic or like go work at computer science or things like that.
That's really cool. What was there any class in particular that you really liked?
I do like science.
Yeah. Is there any particular type of science that you're into? Do you like life sciences or
I like physical science a lot.
oh, that's really cool. That's definitely I was not a very strong science student. I was always interested in it, but it wasn't necessarily my best subject, but I do find it very fascinating. Was there any class in particular you disliked?
No, not really.
That's really great. Usually everybody's like, oh yeah, I hate fill in the blank, whether it's math or writing. For me, it was always math. But that's really, I think that speaks a lot about you that you can't, that, you enjoyed everything or at least find the value in each of the classes that you took. So going back a bit about confidence, what does that mean to you that James Madison, and just in general, having your confidence boosted in this way? I think sometimes people forget about the importance of confidence. And I think, particularly with individuals in your age group, it's a really, really key part of growing up and setting up your future. How do you feel like that impacted you? And what does that boost mean to you?
It means a lot. The confidence, I didn't really have any. Like, I wasn't really confident in my work. I didn't think I was like an actual smart student because the traditional school didn't make me have that much confidence. I felt like I was falling behind. So when I had my own time and I finished early, it gave me the confidence and built my hopes back up.
Oh, that's wonderful. How did your mom feel about you finishing early?
She was happy. That made her the happiest she's ever been.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm a mom, so I can definitely relate to, I'm sure, the pride she feels in you. Would you say she had a positive experience dealing with the school itself, whether it came to, having to get in touch about coursework? I know you said that she had to kind of set things up within your state to ensure that it was okay for you to go and do online schooling. Did she find that that was an easy enough process?
She felt better than regular traditional, yeah. She liked it more than regular school. She felt better at me being online than at a regular school.
That's great. Did she have to? I mean, a lot of times when people go to school online, parents, I mean, there is a difference between traditional, obvious homeschooling and then doing a program like James Madison. But did you feel, or did your mom feel like she had to do more with you than, I mean, parents always have to kind of have a part in education. So obviously, we take part whether you're whatever type of schooling you're in, but did she have to do more, did she feel like, with you being home and doing school online than in a traditional public school, or did she have to be more involved when you were in public school?
She helped me a lot in the online school, but it was worse at public. Like she really was just on to me to get it done. Like she wanted me to finish. But in public school, it was about homework, tests, essays, all that other homework and stuff like that.
So in a way, you kind of had a little bit more independence in that you kind of took charge more probably than with online school than you did in public school. She kind of had to have a little bit more oversight when you were in public school. How did that make you feel, in that, you kind of probably in a way helped alleviate some stress that she had, but also, that's a big step towards being an adult.
Yeah, it really made me happy to know that I was doing this on my own.
That's wonderful. Do you feel like James Madison has helped you prepare for your future? And what are your plans for the future? I know you talked about the possibility of higher education. Do you have any ideas what direction you'd like to go in, whether it's a trade or college or something in between?
I'm looking at a trade right now. I'm like maybe a mechanic. I'm thinking of being like a mechanic or a body work or something in the car scene.
That's really nice. How did you get interested in cars in the first place?
Um, I just really like, I don't know. I just once I seen it, I liked it. I wanted it, and I just started working towards it.
I love that, because a lot of people, I'm going to like date myself here, but like a lot of people your age, they don't necessarily find something that early on that really sparks their interest, that, you can't really say why. It just, like you said, the minute you see it, you really like it or enjoy it. So I think that that's really phenomenal that you've found something this early on that's really, piqued your interest. Um, so you also said, and I think that this is such a great quote, not all students are successful in the traditional way of public education, and that's okay. So if you met another student like yourself, what would you tell them about James Madison, and would you recommend that they go there, and why?
I would say if you're not that good in traditional, come to James Madison, work on yourself, and then take your time on your classes, take your time on school, and then it'll get better. Traditional school is not for everyone.
So true. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and we look forward to seeing you at
You're
graduation.
welcome. Thank you for having me again.
Thanks.